Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction. Buddy Wakefield, convenience stores. And this was a request by Alex. Thank you so much for this request and donation. First time listening to this artist for me, Buddy Wakefield, convenience stores. Looking forward to see what this is about. Let's jump in.
We both know the smell of a convenience store at 4 a.m. like the backs of a lot of hands. She sells me trucker crack, many things. It's like Vivarin, but she doesn't make me feel awkward about it. She can tell it's been a long drive and it's only gonna get longer. Offers me a free cup of coffee, but I never touch the stuff. Besides, I'm gonna need more speed than that.
Ooh.
We notice each other's smiles immediately. It's our favorite thing for people to notice. Our smiles, it's all either one of us has to offer. You can see it in the way our cheeks stretch out like arms wanting nothing more than to say you all are welcome here. She shows brittle nicotine teeth with spaces between each one. Her fingers are bony, there's no rings on them, and she'd love to get her nails done someday. One time, she had her hair fixed. They took out the grease, made it real big on top, and feathered it. She likes it like that. She'll never be fully informed on some things, just like I will never understand who really buys moon pies or those rolling, wrinkled, dried up sausages. But then again, she's been here a lot longer than me. She's seen everything from men who grow dreadlocks out of their top lips to children who look like cigarettes. I give her my money, I wait for my change, but I feel like there's something more happening here, y'all. I feel like a warm mop bucket and dingy tiles that'll never come clean.
Wow.
I feel like these freezers cannot be restocked often enough. I feel like trash cans of candy wrappers with soda pop dripping down the wrong side of the plastic. I feel like everything just got computerized. I feel like she was raised to say a lot of stupid things about a color, and I feel like if I were to identify myself as gay, this conversation would stop.
Wow. Yo. Okay, so I had no idea what type of genre this would be, what type of singing. This is more like spoken word, but a very captivating voice and way of delivering these words with great writing, with that piano. It works for me. I like that type of stuff because man, it captures my attention because I like great writing and storytelling. It's how stories were told like before print was available widely in the world, right? And people couldn't even read really, so stories were told. And that's why I love like listening to audiobooks, because the performance sometimes can really enhance a story. And here, man, wow, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Um, Very vivid picture being painted of somebody going into a convenience store and seeing like the mundane of it, or looking at somebody who is tied to the monotony of that, but also understanding that she's seen a lot of different types of folk come in, and then also saying like she won't understand some topics, fully, but then I won't understand some of the things that she understands. That's a great way of looking at it. And he said, I will never understand who really buys moon pies. What's a moon pie? Is that a cake or a cookie or something? I've heard of it. But I'm not from the U.S., so some people might think that, but I'm not. I'm from Belgium. We don't have moon pies. Are they any good? Let me know. Hey, but this writing, man, come on, like the metaphor almost or the parallel for their lives are in these sentences. I feel like a warm mop bucket and dingy tiles that'll never come clean, like in that convenience store, in these older stores or gas stations. You always have those tiles. I even worked in one, which you can't even get clean, right? And sometimes your life can feel like that. Like these freezers cannot be restocked enough, often enough. It's always, you know, um, yeah, the rat race, the feeling inside of you, you feel like you're running and you can't do enough to feel fulfilled. in life, or satisfied or content. I feel like everything just got computerized, like the dehumanization that's going on digitally, but also just had the way that we look at each other, or if we enter a store like that, uh, does it matter anymore if it's a robot or an actual human being? Because we're not really connecting anyway. A lot of the times, of course, this is broad generalization, but that's the feeling that I get from this um, song story, song slash story. And then also there's a lot of assumptions and um, like judging, or say, I feel like she was raised to say a lot of stupid things about a color, which could be true, but also it could just be a cliche that you're leaning into. Or I feel like if I would identify myself as gay, this conversation would stop right now. Um, yeah, that's again an assumption. So yeah, man. But great writing, man. Dang, was not expecting this at all.
If I were to identify myself as gay, this conversation would stop. It's what I do. I feel. I get scared sometimes. And I drive. But in 1 minute and 48 seconds, I'm gonna walk out of here with a full tank of gas, a bottle of mini thins, and a pint of milk, while there's a woman still trapped behind a Formica counter somewhere in North Dakota who says she wants nothing more than to hear my whole story, all 92,775 miles of it. I can feel it though, y'all. She's heard more opinions and trucker small talk than Santa Claus has made kids happy. So I only find the nerve to tell her the good parts, that she's the kindest thing to happen since Burlington, Vermont. And I want to leave it at that, because men who are not smart have taken it farther, have cradled her up like a nutcracker and made her feel as warm as a high school education on the dusty back roads, or a beer in a koozie. Y'all, I feel like she's been waiting here a long time for the one who'll come two-stepping through that door on 18 wheels without making her feel like it's her job to sweep up the nutshells alone when she's done been cracked again, who won't tempt her to suck the wedding ring off his dick, but will show her simply love. She doesn't need me or any other man, but she doesn't know that either. And I'm just hoping like crazy she doesn't think I'm the one, because the only time I'll ever see North Dakota again is in a Van Morrison song, late at night. I promise y'all, I feel like she's 37 years old, wearing 51 badly, dying inside like certain kinds of dances around fires to speak through you, a forest, if you weren't so taken with sparks. But she was never given those words. She has not been told she can definitely change the world. She knows some folks do, but not in convenience stores and not with lottery tickets. So I finally ask her what I've been feeling the entire time I've been standing there still getting scared like I do sometimes, really ready to drive. I ask, is this it for you? Is this all you'll ever do? Her smile collapsed.
Damn.
That tightly strapped in pasty skin, it went loose. Her heart fell crooked. She said, not knowing my real name, I can tell, buddy, by the mini thins and the way you drive. We're both taken with novelty. We've both believed in mean gods. We both spend our money on things that break too easily, like people. And I can tell you think you've had it rough. So especially you should know it's what I do. I dream. I get high sometimes. And I'm gonna roll out of here one day. I just might not get to drive.
Wow. Wow. That's really cool, man. And I love this premise. You can make so many different stories of just, um, somebody stopping at a truck stop or a convenience store. You have so many stories. Like I said, I worked in one. It wasn't a truck stop, but it was a shop, that's open till 3 a.m. in the morning. And you come across some interesting cats, and truck drivers would come in and, open their beers at the counter and talk a little bit. And, man, that's been years ago. It's 15 or 16 years ago, but and you get wild stuff. You get wild stuff. You get, people arguing. Yeah. So a lot of stories and a lot of observations I did there myself for my own writing later on. So that's a great premise of doing that. Yeah, man, I got some wild stories too. But back to the song, really cool. The spoken word and the way the intensity increased over time, and he's like looking for stimulants, right? He's got some nicotine and stuff, or mini thins. What is that? I don't know what that is. But he said, I'm gonna need some more speed. Sometimes it gets high, and yeah, man, just the novelty of both of those people. And he's looking at her like, yeah, she's waiting there for Prince Charming to come around on his horse. Here, it's an 18 wheeler, somebody who's not out for a casual hookup. The way he said it was a different way. But married men coming in and just want to take advantage. She just wants love. That's how he looks at her. That's just from the outside view. We don't get her perspective really, right? We just get an outside view, and he feel like she's 37, but she wears 51 badly. So she looks older than she is, beaten up. The beginning of the song, it was mentioned about the nicotine colored teeth or yellow teeth with gaps in between, and yeah, man, really great descriptions in terms of setting the scene, and then really great parallels and analogies for life, and sometimes the meaninglessness of it all, or the looking for purpose, or asking, is this all there is? There's this existentialism in it. There's the disillusionment in it, from both parties. Wanting to take a drive. um yeah, man, that signifies looking for freedom, or more than what you're doing right now. And I like the way she really has like this people knowledge almost, right? She's like, she not knowing my real name, I can tell, buddy, by the many things and the way you drive. You know, we both believed in mean gods. We spend our money on things that break too easily, like, and then it was like a little pause, people. So by observing and talking to people, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. So even though you from the outside it can look like a mundane, monotonous job, which it can be, it's all depending on how you look at it in your own mind. It can be very, very interesting too. And dangerous. Hey, ooh, God. Like I said, I have some stories. This was really cool, man. I feel like you could go over every line, and there's so much to it. There's so much to it. And yeah, awesome stuff. Buddy Wakefield, my first time hearing him. And then there was like the only time I'll ever see North Dakota again is in a Van Morrison song, Late at Night, I promise. So that must be a reference to a Van Morrison song that involves North Dakota, maybe in the title. I don't know. Another one that I need to check out, maybe. So let me know. Thank you for spending some time with me. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.